Gratitude is so important. It's an important key of business, an important key of life. More than business is life. Your business, what you do every day, there should be this gratitude and happiness towards it. Doesn't mean sometimes you're going to have to do things you don't want to, like maybe you don't like responding to emails, or maybe you don't like having to order product. Maybe there's something about your business that you're not like 100% in love with, but being grateful is really a magnet for miracles. We're going to be talking about that today. If that's not something you want to hear, that's totally okay. You can go ahead and skip and tune in next week, and let's get to it. Number one, gratitude lets you know what you have already accomplished and puts you in a space of happiness and of abundance. We are in a world of, hey, if I need something, I want to get it done today, or hey, if I feel this, I want to feel the other opposite. Like if I feel sad, I want to feel happy. How can I get that instant gratification? Okay. And, with everything and products and things coming out, it's always about doing more and growing more and more and more and more and more, right? And with all of that, sometimes we can get lost in what have we already have done. Where are we at? What have we accomplished? It's not just about keep going nonstop until, we burn out. So I would love for you to join me in this exercise of, I want you to look, what have you done so far? Not compared to your goals, not compared to other people. You can even just look at your booking system. Look how much money you have made this year. Look already at how many clients you have served. Look already at, think about all those amazing messages that you have received throughout this point of the year from clients that appreciate your work. Think about all those unexpected gifts that you received throughout the year. Think about January 1st, 2021. Where were you at and where are you today? Look how much you have grown. And sit in a moment and be grateful for that, because look how much you have grown. You have grown. You did that. It's so important that we take the time to just sit with it and kind of see how much we have done. And I wanted to do this episode as we go into Thanksgiving. I love it. Like this Nina Passion Squares. Shout out to her. She does the Grateful AF challenge, which is like a full month of gratitude to keep us grateful for everything. And be, share that gratitude and share the happiness with other people, not just around us, but also like strangers, in our lives. And it's just such a beautiful reminder of the power of how we can make differences in people's lives around us in just little simple ways. And I was thinking, as everything that's going on right now in the world and my kids and everything, and this is like the this is probably like the first real Christmas or holiday that I don't really want anything. I am really grateful that we're healthy. There's nothing I want. I feel like I have everything and more than I need. And I just feel like I am very grateful that I'm healthy right now. I'm very grateful that I have my child with me, my baby, who had her accident last year. I'm very grateful that my kids are healthy. I'm very grateful where I'm at this point in my life right now, in my business. I'm grateful of, it wasn't the easiest year for me, but there was so much growth for me in this year. And it came in different ways. It wasn't through doing one-on-one client services behind the chair. It came in different forms of blessings and so many other things that I realized this year. And I wanted to share that gift with you, to take a moment to sit back and think, what have you done already this year? Not where you were supposed to be, not how many clients you were supposed to service, not what you're supposed to do at work, not all the other things that haven't happened that you wanted to this year, but think about all the things that did. How much have you already accomplished this year, and how many times have you given yourself the grace, the hug, to hug yourself and say, damn, you're so good. Look at everything you've already done and accomplished. Look how much you have grown in 11 months. And without judgment. Because in this episode of gratitude, I want you to see how far you have come. We are so hard on ourselves, always thinking about the future and tomorrow and more and more and more. But what happens to being in a state of gratitude and happiness already and feeling that you're enough today? Feeling grateful for what you have today. That maybe you don't have that big ass house or those cars or whatever makes you happy, or you don't have that, big ass salon, or you don't have all that big things that you wanted, or those publications, or whatever makes you happy and will make you feel fulfilled. But that today you feel in a state of gratitude and happiness because life is working out for you and you have already done so much growth on your own. And this past 11 months. And I know for a fact that you probably are not who you were in January 1st. And even if life has thrown many obstacles to you, whether it's health-wise, hey, it happened to me. I lost my left hand. I literally couldn't open it. It was like a claw, like in that position. And now I'm able to open it like almost every day. My spasms are starting to go away. Just that little thing, which may be nothing to anybody else, it means the whole world to me. And that's why I wanted to do this step number 1, for you to look back at how much you have grown. If seeing, your social media, if that's important to you, to each their own. You can go look at that. If looking at your bank account, you have to go look at that. If you can see how many people you've serviced, you can look at that. If you want to see how much you have grown, internally, or self-love and acceptance, you can look at that. If you want to see how much you have grown in your business, you can look at that. Whatever it is, but look and be in that state of gratitude of how much you have already accomplished, okay? Not based according to the world, but based according to you. Okay. Number 2, drop the judgment with the gratitude of this month. And this is what I mean. We judge ourselves so hard. Okay. We say stuff to ourselves that we wouldn't dare to say to other people sometimes. Okay. And I know that because I am my number 1 worst critic. And it's a cursing and a blessing sometimes, because it's a blessing because, I'm just to a point now where I really don't give, people say whatever they want, they think whatever they want. It doesn't bug me anymore. I'm at the point, it doesn't bug me. It's a reflection of them, not of me. Happy people don't tear down other people. Okay. So happy people don't tear down other people. So I'm at that point, but I can be very hard on myself. And that's why I'm talking about judgment in regards to gratitude. Don't judge yourself for where you're at. I am not at a point where I'm like everybody else. I am at a very pivotal point right now where it can feel, and I did a post about this on my Instagram at Celeste Stylist, it can feel messy AF. Okay. It feels messy. It feels foreign because what I'm doing currently is not something that I'm seeing other businesses in my industry do. And sometimes that makes me feel foreign, and sometimes that makes me feel weird. Sometimes that makes me feel like, honestly, like maybe I'm broken or I'm doing something wrong because I'm being so different. But I have had to learn during this pivotal point of my life and my business that I can no longer judge myself for that. And I wanted to share that gift number 2 with you, to allow yourself to not judge yourself. What if that crazy idea that you have, whether it is to do a beauty service, or it is to change your business, or it is to change your life, or it is to just try something new, can work out? What would happen? What would happen if you stop judging yourself and just try and dare and be willing to be in the uncomfortable unknown of things and be able to have fun with it and allow the magic to come out of it? That's easier said than done. That's something that I have worked for in the past 11 months really hard on, and I will continue to work on. But it's so important that we don't judge ourselves. We already get enough judgment from other sources without wanting it. So I think it's so important that we accept and love ourselves free of judgment zone. So you allow your magic to come out. You allow your inner, badass self to show up in its fullest forms. I did want to end this episode tying it back to our beauty businesses and our mindset inside of it. Be grateful for the pause. The pause is looked at this like horrible thing. Like when people slow down, how are you doing? Are you going broke? Are you not busy? If you're not showing off everything you're doing every single second behind your business, people think like, what the hell's going on with you? What's going on with your business? Are you doing okay? How's your business going? People get all this stuff, right? And it's been happening a lot to me. That's why I'm sharing it with you, because maybe there may be different seasons in your business, especially when you're pivoting, especially when you're growing or you're doing other things behind the scenes. You're allowed to have this moment of pause and of gratitude for it. And not everybody needs to know all of your business. So be grateful for the pause. Be grateful for not having to share everything with everybody. Be grateful for nobody paying attention to you, which can be a beautiful thing. And I don't mean clientele, I mean like everybody else around you. It's just so important that you focus on you. What's growing your business? What's growing you as a human? What's growing you as a person? That is important too. And pause is needed in everything to grow. Everybody's business goes through a moment of needing to pause to analyze where they're at. I don't know if you do this in your business. For me, I'm always looking at my numbers, at least every 4 weeks. I like to look at my numbers. I like to see what's going on in my business, where I'm supposed to be spending, where I'm not, how my investments are going within that. I have taken money out of my business to invest in, all those different things. I love to see what's going, because how do I know what is going to work? How do you know what's working in your business or what's not working if you're not looking at your numbers? I love this. James Wedmore says this, el lenguaje de los números, the language of the numbers, which is so true. It's all in the numbers. We're always like, sometimes we're looking at that coach, or we're looking at that program, or we're looking at that course. We're waiting for people to give us the answer when the answer is right in front of us. And I want to end this episode of gratitude with the importance of pause, because I am currently reading. I don't know if you like books. I totally recommend this. This is my 4th time reading it, and it's The Alchemist. I love that, by Pablo Coelho, I believe, if I said that right. But his book has been translated in so many languages, over 20 languages all over the world, and it's such a beautiful message. Without ruining the whole book, it's a message about looking within. The importance of looking within, the importance of following our intuition, and also how different situations in our lives sometimes can seem as unfortunate, or like, oh, sucks to be you, or be judgmental by other people, are really hidden blessings if we are in the spirit of gratitude, and how like gratitude can really change your perspective. That's what I have gotten from that book. And I think it really ties beautifully into this, that everything is happening for you if you're able to see it in that gratitude lens. I didn't expect to get into a business that was flowing and growing and then get hit with a pandemic. I wasn't expecting to lose my hand because of the repercussions of having that, virus that was going around. I have been going to physical therapy. I wasn't expecting all this. I found this beautiful second unit that we're remodeling right now, and it's been a lot of hard work and a little bit of a headache because, right now contractors are really busy. So, we have to be more patient with the process, and having to learn to not rush things, having to learn to be more patient for me has been a really big lesson of 2021 personally. So look into your life. Be grateful for all the things. We're in November now. You have had 11 months in 2021. So now that we're in 2021, look at this past 11 months. Look how much we have grown. Look what you've been able to accomplish. Give yourself that grace to be able to look back, to be able to see everything that you have done and that you're currently doing, and that allow that space of being able to sit in the silence, sit in the quietness, sit in the pauses that life gives to you, to be able to really grow in it, because we all need pause as well. I think it's all bullshit. Excuse my language, but it's true. I think it's all bullshit that we have to be fucking 24/7 go. A lot of my blessing and some of the biggest things are things I've never looked for. They have come in those moments of pause, in that I'm able to actually listen to my intuition. So listen to your intuition, listen to your mind, sit in the quietness, and give yourself the space to see everything that comes in naturally. There's my baby crying in the back. So much love. I will see you back here next week. Bye, love.